Hey, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're enjoying some of the things I'm putting up. New thing happening today, but before I get started, just notice these weird lines that you might notice across the video. And what really surprises me is how stationary they are. They're 100 Hertz ripple from the LED lighting I've got up here. You can see it's got a line across it when I get close. And it slowly moves down the screen. I'm going to stop that. Looks like the phosphor in that guy doesn't have the same persistence as the ceiling lights. I was hoping I could use that to give a good view of what we're doing here, but turn that off. Now, last week I shown you the 897 project, which is still here, still ongoing. But right now, I'm waiting for a new transistor. You remember I said I had one where one of the legs had broken off? Since it's the UHF one, I don't want to screw around with the tuning or anything. So I'm going to wait till I got the new one. They're only 20 bucks. Just got to wait for it. It's probably going to be here in a week or so. Then I'll get into showing you how I fit RF transistors. But in the meantime, this came really quickly. This is a surprise package out of Japan that we've got here. Came DHL, it was only shipped on Friday, so this is a fun little project. I don't think anybody's going to guess what this is, apart from the fact that me playing with the 897 has got me a little bit interested back into electronics. It seriously has been probably 5 years now since I've done any real electronics, and it's probably getting on 8 years since I've done some serious homebrew design stuff. For those of you who may or may not know me, I designed the 9350 automatic HF and tuning antenna for Kodan many years ago, back in the early 90s, and they're still making that now. At the time, I had an idea to make it a lot better, but there were some limitations, and the processors and memory that were around at the time weren't quite up to scratch. And the bean counter said, what you've designed is awesome, we're going to sell that. And they're still selling it. But back in 2016, I finally got the itch again to do some electronics, and I made a whole range of automatic antenna tuners. Similar to, I think they're called LDG. I think they were really good. They were a good cost-effective tuner, but I think they could have been done better, and I did. I made a few. I actually didn't sell many. I gave a whole heap away for people to test because I just wanted to see if the software worked, because the electronics wasn't too hard to do, but getting the software to optimize the tune algorithm, that was the secret sauce. Anyway, that's the last time I did in electronics. I've still got 2 of those tuners up at the old place. And at the same time, I did the LCD repair for the 897. And I sold a few hundred of those over the years, but then they started getting knocked off out of China. So I stopped that project. Had quite a few lost in post, and Australia Post is definitely not the cheapest. I'm not going to start griping about Australia Post. I think it's stifling Australia's e-business. When you think about how cheap you can get stuff like this from Japan or from China, and then the cost of post here is just absurd. Anyway, I'll stop my little rant on that because I don't want to turn this channel into a rant channel. So this was something that I spotted while actually on our trip to Japan. I noticed that there's a lot of good quality secondhand stuff out there, and didn't really want to go through the hassle of boxing it up and carrying stuff back. So I got a bit of a lucky dip here. So I figure by now you've worked out that it's a radio project, in particular an amateur radio project. I'll get a bit closer. This is actually a HF project. So the last HF project I did was the ICOM IC756 Pro 2, I think. The one with all the destroyed boards in it. That was definitely a Bitzer from some radio repair shop. But I got it for a good price, and it was a real fun project. Learned that radio inside out. The one I did before that was a Kenwood TS120V. Sorry, S. Yes, S. The V is the low power one. I had the V when I started out in amateur radio back in the mid-80s. Great little rig. I loaned it to a friend when I went overseas and really didn't do any amateur radio for a few years. Unfortunately, he passed away, and I suspect it got sold in a deceased estate. So when I was looking to replace that one, just for nostalgia, I came across a 130 actually. It's a 130S, so it's the 100-watt version, and it had a few problems. It wasn't locking up in any of the VCOs, and it turned out somebody swapped all the transistors and put them in the wrong way. So, ready for the great reveal? I have got dun 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 an FT757 GX, and look at this humdinger. This thing, considering its age, this thing's like, wow. I don't know. Get a closer look. I don't know if you can see because I've really got good light. Hey, look at that! Wow, wow. This is like unbelievable. Wow. So the person sells them. He doesn't know anything about them. I don't even know if he knows how much he knows of English, but his English seemed quite good. He says that he packs them, doesn't check them, and they're sold as is, sight unseen. So tuning knob feels really nice and smooth still. All the other knobs are here, all good. Looks like our microphone gain knob might have been bent a bit. And it looks like the chassis is a bit bent. So I suspect that may have happened in transit, actually, looking at this. Maybe, yeah, maybe we got a bit of a thump in transit. So I don't know if you can see that knob. That knob right there's on a little bit of an angle, that one. So we can straighten that out because it still turns nicely, it's not broken. The fun thing is going to be working out the power pins. And it looks like there's been some arcing on the back here. Now I don't have the Yaesu pinouts on me, that's one thing I forgot. I've got the little trusty power supply here. Okay, so quick Google on this one, I think. So please bear with me. I apologise for this. Fast forward through these things. Do what I do. Often watch things at 2 times normal speed. Just let me have a quick Google, or DuckDuckGo I use at the moment actually. So FT757 GX power pins. Let's see what it says. Images. What do we got here? Building the cat cable? No. No. Power connector. Who'd have guessed it'd be so hard to see what the power pins are? The really odd thing is it's different to all the other stuff. I've got the Kenwood and the Icon, I've got the same plug on the back. In fact, I'm pretty certain the FT897's got the same plug on the back. All 3 of those radios have got the same plug on the back. Maybe at some stage they came to a consensus. Makes life a bit easier. So yeah, it's one of these. Forgot about that. There's still something wrong with DuckDuckGo. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. It's one of those dodgy connectors. Okay, I'm going to have to pull up the manual for this. I apologise for that. Please fast forward through these bits. I'm going to hopefully get a PDF of the manual. And here we go. Actually, front panel controls, rear panel controls and connectors at 8, page 8. Oh great. It tells me what the power connector is, but it doesn't actually tell me what the pins for it are. Let's go back to page 1 and plug connectors, page 17. Okay. Getting there. Getting there. Let's see what this thing does. Oops. Went a bit too far then. That's 2017. Nope. It's got the microphone connector. Doesn't have the power connector. I think that's going to be the end of this reveal. I might edit this little boring bitty crappy bit off the end, and I'll give you guys another update when we see if it works. So hey, look, sorry that was a bit boring. The connector got me by surprise. So yeah, if you want to see how this project goes, like and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated with it. Thanks for watching.